Wow. Kenny does it again.
Take two, everybody.
Yep.
This is take two of the podcast.
We first started by saying that we love Kenny and we wish he was in our lives and we wish that we kept him in a little playpen at the foot of our bed, and we tickled him and it made music. Instead of laughter, just music. His laugh was beautiful song, the kind that Greek poets wrote about.
Yep.
But then
we were interrupted by a small monster named Mouse.
By a small asshole.
Who
by a
peed on the carpet.
Teeny tiny asshole who decided to pee on the carpet, even though she's old enough to have her own Instagram, which she set up with my phone and without my permission.
That's right. And does it have pussy shots? It does.
She says it's okay because she's a dog. Well, the way you're posing, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Her Instagram account is enlarged labia.
That's what
69.
You went with enlarged labia 69. That's what
actually it is one of my Instagram followers is
what about
enlarged clit 69.
What about Little Measy? Wasn't that what we were calling
Lil
her?
Measy
69.
That's what she calls herself. She says all of her friends call her Lil Measy.
She doesn't have a lot of friends because she barks at everybody. But that's what she says. Anyways, hey guys.
What's up?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
What's a day?
It's the first day of the week.
Is it?
Sure is. At least in the old world.
In the old world. Someday that's what we're going to have holidays. Holidays are going to be like, we celebrate Monday. This is the day that people used to dread because
they would go back to work.
So every year on Sacred Monday, we all sleep in.
Yeah. That's what it's going to be like when all the offices shut down and nobody has a job anymore. We're going to celebrate Mondays by, counting things.
Yep.
And just it'll be like the worst holiday because it'll just be menial tasks.
But also we'll live in kind of canvas tent situations and we'll be banded together in loose little clans and we'll probably... there'll be a group of men that go out and they forage and they don't always come back.
Yeah.
Because there's other bands and we have to fight them.
Right.
And there's a mutated kind of evil person, it's like the water collectors in Mad Max Fury Road. Mm-hmm. Just cannibals, just all sorts of evils. The primal needs of man.
I'm going to decorate my FEMA tent.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty.
So anyways, we went to the protest today. That was pretty cool. One thing that's interesting about protesting in New York is I've gone to 3 protests now, and each of them has been like an errand, which it sounds fucked up of me to say, but I'm going to be honest. Like the other day, the first one I went to, I jogged to it, got some exercise, listened to some speakers, chanted, marched to 23rd. When I hit 23rd, I was like, oh, yeah, Trader Joe's is right there. Went and got groceries, walked home. Part of my day was protesting. It was like, just put it in there, 2-hour block, protesting.
Even if you haven't protested yet, you can fit it in.
Yeah.
You can fit it in with other things is what we're saying. Did I feel like going to the protest today? No. Is that why I went? Yes. Why? Because I'm a hero. Call me white savior.
It doesn't take a lot to be
we don't
to be an ally.
It really doesn't.
You just got to be a good person.
Just show up.
Just show up and listen to what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
People are very vocal about what you're supposed to do.
We were talking about this on the tonight on the VI Bistro, which if you're a Patreon member, you can. If you're a VI Beach, we do a VI Bistro, which is when we do a Zoom call with all of our VI Beaches. And we were talking about it today that it feels a little strange because as the protests have kind of died down, just in numbers.
They're smaller.
And they're wider.
Yeah.
And so everyone is self-conscious.
It's a bunch of self-conscious, liberal...
Whites.
And
they're chanting, they'll do these chants, and they'll be like, put your fists in the air, and it's a bunch of white people being like, is this okay?
Yeah. I feel like this is like not,
Is this appropriating?
like, yeah, am I supposed to do this?
Am I part of? But it's like mostly white people, so yes, they are supposed to do it. And it's just it's a weird vibe as it's died down.
I thought of a joke today.
What?
While we were protesting.
What was it?
That I'm so white that when they say no justice, no peace, and you're like do that call and response, like my initial reaction was like when they say no justice, the next thing that came to me was like get your attorney to send your case to appeals court. It doesn't flow as easy as no peace.
No, it's not as good.
But
it is very white because it's offbeat.
And we were chanting no justice, no peace, and then this one woman just started doing the fuck the racist ass police, and you could feel every white person be like, I mean, I guess we can say this, but like they're right there. We don't want to hurt their feelings.
Oh my God, that is such a white. I kept looking at the cops to be like, is this pissing you off? Is this pissing you off?
Yeah.
I wanted to see.
They don't care.
I wanted to see their
They make
feelings get hurt.
$120,000 a year, and they, live on Staten Island, and they go to Staten Island Yankees games.
Speaking of which, we watched The King of Staten Island last night. Fucking great movie.
Really good. Didn't want to like it. Don't want to reward Pete Davidson.
Why?
I don't know. Because he's a fuckboy? Because he lazily made his way into a very great career?
I don't think anybody lazily makes their way into a massive career.
Well, I can tell you from his friends that he didn't work very hard.
Well, I don't know. I think that's something that you hear a lot when people get successful.
All right. Well,
is that people go, they just were given that, and it's like, no, they weren't.
I don't think he was given that, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Rosebud's being a politician right now, but
I'm not. I'm really not. I think it's like you can't make it that big without working, and I know that people they might even say like, oh, I didn't work hard, but it's like, yeah, you did.
What about his last stand-up special?
Okay, yeah, that was trash.
Okay, there we go.
That was
Anyways,
not good.
We don't need to talk shit on this podcast. This is about the quarantine.
Yeah.
And guess what, folks? We're out. We're all in our phases now. But guess what? It's coming back. Coronavirus doesn't give up.
Nope.
It doesn't quit. It's like the baby in the box. It's out for blood. Your blood. It wants to be in there.
And your families.
Yeah.
Germs. They're out here. And they're always trying to kill you.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. It was such a good one. Germs.
They're everywhere.
And they're always trying to kill you. Yeah, that was great. I love that.
We've been doing a lot of wedding planning. I'm excited about it. I started getting excited about the wedding because we picked a venue. And the venue has not gotten back to us. And it is not confirmed. But I'm imagining it there. And that is fun.
Yeah, I am reticent because, like I said, not reticent. Reticent sounds like the wrong word, but I'm worried about coronavirus stuff.
And also getting married to me.
Well, just because you don't respect anything I do, but
I respect your stand-up.
That's true. You do like my stand-up.
Just nothing else.
Yeah, I know. But I am worried that all these dumb shits, because like. It's coming back with a ferocity, but like everybody's done the song and dance. So they're just like it's like the worst it's ever been in Florida. And they're like, we're still open in the beaches. Like we can't stay inside. It's summer. It's summer, folks. And I know that that's where most people's minds are. But that's the thing. If it was like, people in Syria were probably pretty tired of the missile strikes week one, but they had to keep on being in their house in homes in Aleppo.
Yeah, but that's not the American way.
The American way is to go out and die in a line to a Walmart.
That's right.
The American way is, hey, it might be very easy to avoid the spread of this disease, but Costco's open.
I'll be damned if we're going to do it.
Yep, I'll be damned if we're going to do it, because we're a selfish society.
Yeah.
Each person is an island.
We're selfish, we're gluttonous, and we're capitalists.
Yep, we got to spend that money. They gave us money to spend. It's
Yeah.
our American duty.
We got to spend that money because we made that money.
I love it. What I did with my what's it called? Stimulus check.
Yeah.
I went out, I bought cashier's checks, and then I cashed those cashier's checks, and then I bought gift cards, and then I bought things with those gift cards, and then I returned those things for more credit, and then I just bought more things.
Because you're a scammer.
No, I wanted to spend, I wanted to get the most out of my buck.
That's a scammer. That's
Well,
a scammer move.
I am a scammer. We all know that. That's very obvious. I steal every time I go through a self-checkout.
He does.
And that's because I'm
really
a
does.
socialist.
He really does. It's
That's
very,
socialism.
Do you know what? It's really upsetting because you steal like a teenage girl. You steal little things like towelettes and shit like that.
Well, because I don't get greedy. I just take what's owed. I give myself a little discount. Little benefits.
It's not a discount because it's free.
These are big,
'Cause you
bad
stole it.
corporations.
Yeah.
And they don't treat their workers right. And the American dreams let me down. They told me I could be anything I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And look at me. Just an essential worker. I'm just basically just an ER nurse,
I'm like way too tired to podcast right now. And I feel like it's showing.
Do not pull out.
I'm not.
Do not pull out.
That's what I say to Andy.
Yeah, she says, give me that.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you about this.
Me?
Yeah, my
Okay.
mom, I got a text yesterday from my sister on behalf of my mother.
Okay.
And I'm going to read it right now on the
This is
pod.
exciting. Is it weird?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it is weird.
Nanny's coming out of the woodwork.
Mom wants me to ask you if you asked the bridal place if you could do at-home try-ons. If you send me the name, I can call. Also in reference to you buying a dress just now. She's quoting my mother. Well, if she's buying a dress now, she better plug it, because I'm not paying thousands of dollars if she's planning to get knocked up.
Whoa.
Plug it.
Plug it.
Plug it?
Jesus Christ.
Plug it up.
Plug that hole.
So my mom wants us to know...
well, if you get pregnant, I don't think that... Why does that matter? Like, does she think you're going to get pregnant in the next couple weeks?
That's her concern. She said plug it.
We're not going to get pregnant before we get married. That would be a sin. Our children would be bastards.
Yeah, that's not the Christian way.
It's not a lot of faith's way.
Plug it.
Plug it. That's
a message
it's weird because my mom gave us the fuck receipt,
Yeah.
the fuck certificate,
Coupon.
and your mom said plug it, referencing your hole.
Yes.
Should I text back? I've been plugging it.
Yeah. Text Nanny, I'm plugging it.
Yeah, don't you worry. I've been plugging it. I've been sealing that puppy up. It's airtight.
I mean, what the fuck? The lack of boundaries between our two families it's wild.
We both have crazy moms. And crazy in good way, but
Yeah.
still crazy.
I mean, my sister just texted afterwards, plug it, in all caps.
That's great. Well, you did make your mom unseal her wedding dress so that you could try it on.
I did.
Are you going to wear that wedding dress?
Maybe.
Maybe. It's still in the air.
Yeah.
Rosebud's been changing around the wedding details. And we actually are starting to get a more succinct, specific wedding plan. But there was a while where it was all over the map. And I just stopped really, I kind of tuned out because I was like, it's like trying to watch, the fucking space shuttle land. I don't know where it's going to land. And then she took that as disinterest. But I'm not disinterested. I'm waiting for details.
Well, every time that I would bring up a plan,
Mm-hmm.
Andy would tell me something that would make that plan impossible to carry out.
Yeah.
So I was like, All right, I'll think of a new plan.
3D chess.
Also, all he does is he just goes, I'll be like, hey, what if we did this? And then he'll be like, hold on a second. You can't do that because you haven't done this. And once you fucking start talking details to me, I'm like,
over.
forget the fucking plan.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yep.
All right? I'm trying to be a visionary, and you're hitting me with dates and times.
Something absolutely fundamental to,
I'm trying to come up with a vision.
the planning of a wedding.
And then, once I have my vision, then I'll get into details.
Yep.
But I need a vision first.
I get it.
Okay? I'm an artist. I need a vision.
Yeah. So anyways, we're getting married in the fall.
Yeah. Well, the venue hasn't gotten back to us.
I'm sure they'll get back to us. It was a weekend. Unless they all died. Oh, that'd be rough.
COVID?
Could be.
I couldn't really tell if the venue was outdoors or indoors.
It's indoors. It has an outdoor patio, which they're willing to put fire pits on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We walked
Pyros.
by our neighbor's apartment the other day, like the second floor. We're on the fifth. And they had the door open, and Charlie, being the good boy that he is, just walked right in there. But they had like a full-on campfire on their coffee table. It was very bizarre.
It was really weird. They had a
were
bowl.
very casually just sitting around like a bowl of fire.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen this before? I mean, it must have been some kind of gas, or like it was like a bowl of rocks, and out of the middle of the rocks came. I'm not talking like a candle. I'm talking like a flame, like a fucking flame.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, bud, I'm on the 5th floor. Maybe don't try to throw a fucking luau on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
We don't have renter's insurance.
We should get it.
We do.
We should get it.
We need to get it.
We should need to get it.
We should need to get it right now. Your hair, let me fix this.
Okay.
Because otherwise Andy will blame me and say that I want him to not look good for women.
Well, just in general.
For some reason.
She wants to knock me down. She wants to keep that power dynamic where she's the hottie.
Honey.
Yeah. Anyways, I was going to say...
do I need to...
state the obvious or something? Is this what you're doing?
No.
What are you doing?
Do I need to check in with you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was going to say this thing that I always tried to figure out this... that I... like an old joke that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very long time ago, where I wanted to say that I'm looking for a hottie with a naughty body. And by that, I mean a woman with a fever with a lot of cramps.
Hey, that's kind of me when I had COVID.
I know, except we didn't have it. I wish we had it.
We did have it.
Well, our test came back negative, so
I
we don't
give
get
a
the
shit.
travel
I
passport.
don't give a shit. Those tests are bullshit. We had it.
Man,
I know we had it. I've never been that kind of sick. It was a weird sick.
Yeah.
And I never get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yeah.
So, I had it. I don't care what fucking test I had it.
Well, since we're throwing logic out the window, I'm also the new CEO. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
CEO of what?
Your pussy.
What?
Changing the subject. I do think I think the hardest thing about planning a wedding, other than spending thousands of dollars, is the list, like the people that you have to invite.
Yeah.
Where you don't want them to come, but you have to invite them because they would be offended if you didn't. But you're like, please don't come.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite you, but I don't want you there.
But those people are definitely gonna come.
Yeah, that's the worst. Is they show up and then you're like, I can't really hang out with you, even though you flew here, from across the fucking world.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's always a bummer. This is the thing, and it's always been my issue around throwing parties in general, is that the people that you don't want to come are always the first ones to RSVP.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God damn it.
You're coming?
Fuck.
Ugh.
And then God forbid nobody else comes, and you're just stuck hanging out with people you don't fucking like.
It's always the worst ones that come early, too. They're the
Yeah.
ones like you're cooking and there's some guy and he's like,
And then somebody you actually want to come shows up and you're like, I swear to God, more than this guy is going to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an awful thing.
The worst feeling.
The worst. I hate it. And you have to be polite. There's so many people in your adult life. Remember when you were a kid? You just didn't even put up with that shit. You were like, you stink. I don't like you. And as an adult, you're like, he stinks.
No, but even when you were a kid, your mom was like, you have to invite everybody from your class.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? I don't like everybody in my class.
I remember one year, nobody signed my yearbook. And so this kid, Preston Skinner, took my yearbook and went around and made people to sign it. And that was pretty sweet.
Made people?
Yeah. He was tough.
Nobody signed your yearbook?
This one year, I can't remember if it was just like a few people. I don't know why it was the way it was, but yeah, nobody would sign it, and he had people sign it, and then he turned to a life of crime when he got into his teens, and he died in prison. But he was a good guy, deep down in his heart, in his soul, you know?
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw him, he ripped me off for $20, but that's okay, you know? Everybody's sick in a heart. Well, literally he was sick in a heart way, but sick in a spiritual sense.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You prayed for him.
No, I was 14. I definitely didn't pray for him. I just was like, fuck, man. You're the yearbook guy. We were best friends.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's weird how many... Did you have a lot of kids that turned out to be criminals from your high school?
No, not really.
We had a fair amount from my neighborhood.
We had more than I thought. I mean, the ones that did turn out to be criminals, rich kids turn out to be the weirdest fucking criminals. Because, like, I remember one kid got really into acid, stabbed his mom like 17 times in the chest. Stabbed his mother till she died.
That's a little different than just criminal, though. He's a murderer.
How's that different than criminal?
I'm talking about people that go to life of crimes. Like
there's no going back from that.
Yeah, but he's not trying to. He's clearly having a bad trip, and he murdered somebody. What I'm talking about is like the kids that I all went to high school with that sold drugs and were very bad kids. Should have been in jail many times, but they got out of it. And then they kept being drug dealers into their early 20s. And then weed became legal, and they just pivoted to legal weed, and now they're all millionaires.
Yeah.
You didn't have those?
No.
You didn't have kids? I mean...
Well, I also don't know what anybody from high school is doing. I don't
they're
really
like... white-collar criminals.
Maybe. I don't really know what anyone is doing. I don't talk to anybody from high school. I don't, keep in touch with anybody from high school. I got a voicemail from someone in high school last night.
That was very cryptic.
Very cryptic. That took me... It took me 3 listens to remember who they were.
Yeah.
And then when I finally put it together, I was like, oh shit. And it was this kid that I went to high school with who, when we all went to college, and he was living in his parents' garage for a while.
Yeah.
And I just got a call from him last night. I got to call him back. But I'm kind of...
Sounds like there's a wedding invite happening.
Yeah.
When you did your research?
Yeah, I did some research. I texted somebody from high school, and I was like, hey, did you get a voicemail from so-and-so? And they were like, I sure did. I sure did.
I sure did. I surely did.
And I was like, okay, well, I will call him back.
Well, I will call him back. That sounds absolutely wonderful. That just sounds divine.
Are you having some sort of breakdown?
No, my head started to hurt.
Really?
Yeah, I think I have not drank enough water today.
That makes sense. That also explains why we're both so fucking exhausted. I am so tired today.
I mean, it's also 1,000 degrees in here, and Mouse is do you see how Rosebud is pushing into me? This is very much how we sleep. Mm-hmm. Is that I try to scoot until I'm literally on the edge of the bed. She doesn't stop.
I like to be on top of him.
She likes
like
to
a
get
blanket.
Right in there. And it doesn't matter if it's hot. No. That's all the better. create a seal with our
All the-
body juices.
All the better.
All the better. Plug it up.
Plug it.
Plug it. When you first said that, I thought she was talking about like you better like promote your dress.
That's
And
what I
was like-
thought too.
Like, what?
And then I was like, oh, she's talking about my vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was talking about this the other day with you, but then I thought about it more, and you really don't like the term puss. Like, when I talk about Mouse's vagina, I call it a puss. Because I'm like, I don't want to say vagina. That's a weird word.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to call it a pussy, because that's a sacred word.
Is it sacred?
It's a nice
I
thing.
feel like it's profane.
It's a profane, nice thing. But you know what I mean when I say pussy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I said that about the dog, if I was like, the dog's pussy's dripping, you'd be like, ugh. But if I said, hey, babe, the dog's puss is dripping, you're like, oh, she peed.
First of all, her puss is dripping?
She pees and she has hair on it and it drips around.
Ew.
I'm not
I'm
happy
sorry,
about it either.
everybody.
I'm not happy about it, you guys. Listen,
Oh, my God.
I don't like it.
It's so funny because, like, I hate a dog's dick. Like, I
It's
can't
the worst thing in the world.
look at a dog's dick. But, like, a dog having a vagina, I don't care. I don't, like, it doesn't bother me at all.
Well, because they're pretty nondescript. It's just a thing, and you don't have to see.
You don't see it all
Yeah.
the time.
Well, you also don't have to see it, like, change and become a gooey fucking
Lipstick
yeah, it's
container.
fucking disgusting.
I had a vet that...
Charlie has the grossest dick in the world.
Dude, I used to have a vet that would call a dog's dick. She would be like, your lipstick is out. And I'd be like, what? Like, it just grossed me out so much. I was like, I can't keep going to you.
And how did that make you feel?
Confused and lost.
I hear you. Thank you for sharing.
Ugh. Andy's doing this thing lately where, like, when I'm talking to him and I'm annoyed, he'll just go, I hear you. I listen to you. I accept you. And it's not coming from a therapist. He's mocking me.
Oh, man. I'm going to get murdered. I'm going to get murdered in my sleep.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to go out.
It's a good way to get killed, for
Just
sure.
don't bash me. We promise not to bash me.
I'm going to bash you.
Don't use a hammer or some kind of bar. Just fucking shoot me.
I'm going to take a wrench and I'm going to slam it on your balls.
That won't kill me. I mean, unless you keep on bashing me with the wrench.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck just happened?
Mouse, go away.
You're
too warm.
What do you mean?
She's hot.
It is super hot in here. I like to keep it hot because it keeps people honest.
It also makes
it
tired.
makes them feel like they're in a fucking interrogation room when they walk into our apartment.
We're lit and hot. This is like an interrogation.
It's litty. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Man, that was actually racist for you to say that.
Was it?
No. I'm trying to think of what else is going on. More protests. I'm just wondering what the next thing is. Do you think? I wonder. What if there's a heat wave this summer? That could be the next big horrible thing.
Locusts.
2020. Locusts are already a thing in some other country.
Great.
The cicadas are here. Cicadas.
Cicadas.
Yeah. The cicadas are here.
How is that possible? They only come back every 17 years.
Well, guess what? This is the 17th year.
No, because they were here before.
I saw an article about the cicadas being back.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I love cicadas.
They do make a cool sound.
They make a cool fucking sound. They're like little maracas.
That wasn't
What?
really it.
That
I was trying to do it.
Sounded like someone jerking off.
Yeah. What is it? This
That'd
is
be
not
so
what
funny if
jerking-
you're like a dude that just... You're like, oh, I love cicadas. You know that sound they make?
You can't even do it.
I can't do it.
It's.
Ew!
But here's the thing. That's not what jerking off sounds like. That would be jerking off if your dick was flaccid. I don't know where that sound originated from, because that's not what jacking off sounds like. Jacking off sounds like this. Ah, daddy!
You just take a piece of sandpaper and you rub it against a board.
I am so bad.
Oh my God.
That's what jerking off sounds like.
Yeah, that's how Andy gets off.
I'm in trouble.
In other news, Andy's not turned on by me anymore.
Do not go there.
We should talk about that.
Do not go there.
We should talk about it.
That is not.
Andy's not turned on by me anymore.
Here's the problem. And I'm not saying it's a woman thing, but I'm saying it's happened with every woman that I've ever dated.
He loses his heart on.
Nope. Haven't lost a hard on once. Have never been able.
Once she starts talking.
I said that I have been having trouble being horny because the world is falling apart and I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted because Rosebud demands that we keep on murder television documentaries so that she can fall asleep. So at like 3 a.m. on a Wednesday, I'll have to work the next morning at 7 a.m. I got to get up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, you think you're exhausted? I have to watch murder documentaries to avoid my own thoughts.
Okay?
A murder documentary puts me to sleep because my own fucking thoughts are worse.
I got to start doing drugs again, and good ones.
Yeah. You're telling me, buddy.
Crack cocaine?
You're telling me. I'm going to lean out the window and ask if anybody can throw some Vicodin down.
Oh, man. I want to smoke crack. I think that'd be a cool transition to become a crackhead.
One with it's going to hit you up and be like, listen, I'm ready too.
One with it actually kind of scolded me for there was a tow truck in Brooklyn, and the tow truck had like a Blue Lives Matter like mural on the back of it, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, loser alert. That's what I posted.
Yeah.
And then one with it was kind of like, hey, like, chill out. Hold your horses or something like that. I was like, one with it. You're a spiritual guru. You're pro-cop. I didn't actually reply, but
my guess is that he's not pro-cop. But that he is practicing non-dualistic thought.
Where the fuck is my vape? She steals the vape every goddamn time.
I don't know where it went.
Vape thief.
I don't know where it went.
Whatever. Nothing matters anymore. We're drug addicts. We got to do the podcast. They deserve a Monday morning podcast. They deserve the Monday
that they fucking signed up for, and we're going to bring it to them.
They signed up for this. They wanted a Monday. How could you lose it? Mouse, where are you? What is happening?
Sorry, guys. You're really witnessing the two of us scrambling to find the vape right now. Oh, we found it.
Oh,
it fell out of Andy's shorts.
Thank God.
Thank
Jesus
God.
Christ. It's so fucking hot in here. Will you go turn on the AC for a minute?
Okay.
It's hot as fuck.
It's going to fuck with the sound.
I don't care.
Fine.
Because you know what? People are more alert when they're cold. That's why movie theaters are cold. Ugh. Give me that fucking chemical breeze. Daddy. Ugh. Okay, anyways, guys. I hope this isn't too much of a distraction. It's just boiling hot. We're just in the sun. We're recording this from the surface of the sun where we live.
We moved.
We moved to the surface of the sun. Because we said, hey.
Why? Because we're too hot for this planet.
Yeah, the planet's warming up.
We're too hot for Earth.
Yeah. The president came to me.
This isn't a ring light that you see on our faces. This is the sun.
It's the sun coming through our window because we live on the sun. Because we had to move. I just got very tired doing that character. Oh, man. I'm going to drive into an ATM tonight.
There's some
Just drive right into an ATM.
There's some nights where we'll podcast and I'm like, I am hot. Let's go. I've got words. I got thoughts. I'm ready.
Yep.
And then there's other nights when I'm like, I for real can't string a sentence together and I have to put this out to people who listen to us. And it's nonsense.
Yeah. It's insane. Here's one thing I actually want to talk about. Is
this episode is trash.
It doesn't matter. We have to move on. They have to get their Monday.
This episode
Do not. It's all over the fucking place. But have we ever been consistent? Don't give up like last time.
It's so bad, Andy.
You can't do this.
Okay. I'm not going to give up, but I'm telling you right now that if I was listening to this podcast, I would be like, these two people need to just turn it in.
We're not going to turn it in. But here's the thing, okay? We told them, we've already talked about this.
Yeah. Most of this is fast forwardable.
Yeah. Here's the thing I want to talk about, what I was just thinking about.
This is the title of this episode.
Can we move on from how bad the episode is?
The title of this episode is going to be our worst episode yet. and that's the theme of the episode.
Oh, my God.
No, listen, if this is where it's at, we need to embrace it. Because we're fighting against the tide at this point.
It doesn't have to be bad. You just have to will it.
I think it's got to be bad. I think if it's going to be bad, we got to go all in on it being bad. Do you understand? We got to back ourselves up here.
Oh, man.
You see, this is the problem. You're fighting.
I'm not
You're
fighting it.
You're fighting how horrible it is, Andy.
Here's the thing that bothers me about it. You don't do anything to... I set up everything. I made dinner. She fucked around with a fucking... She was doing a wedding invitation. We don't even know where our wedding is or what day it is or what time. She was just doing that, and the whole time I'm like...
It's important to plan.
That's what she put all her fucking energy into, and then she has the audacity to show up and mail it in and then call the fucking thing our worst episode yet?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Charlie's sticking his tongue out at you.
I'm going for a long drive after this.
You're not going for a drive.
I am. I'm going to go look at the fucking city lights.
No, you're not.
Don't yell. Joanne's going to get mad.
I don't give a shit.
Ow.
I'll stab you right in the thigh.
Okay. I'm sure I'm going to get stabbed at some point in our marriage. Probably with a pen. What I was going to say is, and what I don't think we've talked about on this yet, is have you noticed how, I know that the police have always been brutal.
Yeah.
But have you noticed how much more stuff is going on?
I've noticed how much more is being publicized.
Well, obviously there's that. But the one thing that's interesting to me is that, like, why wouldn't you be like, hey, I'm on camera now? Like, they must know now. They must, like, talk about how every single day a new cop gets his life ruined.
Well, I was thinking about that.
Ruins his own life.
Yeah.
And by the way, I do want to, don't go, you should be thinking about the victim. I'm obviously thinking about the victim. I'm just saying the cop has the wherewithal to be like, hey, I'm going to get in trouble for this now.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that, and I was like, I kind of get it, why they're like, they don't think it's going to happen to them. And that's like entitlement. But, because I was walking around today, and I didn't have a mask on. And I was like, oh my God, there was this thing that, there was like a viral video of like a white woman who wasn't wearing a mask, and somebody was like yelling at her about not wearing a mask, and she was like, you fucking pussies, and then she tried to cough on them. And there's a lot of white women going on camera lately, getting caught on camera.
White
and
women
I was like,
are cops.
And I was like, you know what?
You're a cop. Sorry, I'll let you finish your comment.
Thanks. So I was like, you know what? I could be filmed right now walking around without my mask on. And, you know.
But you wore a mask when it was important. You wore it on the subway. She also vaped on the subway in the car. And then what else did you do? You put it on, though, for, like, the important things. You put it on, like, when we were at the protest. That's the most important place to wear your mask, because that's a big, like criticism. People are like, why are you going out to protest during a pandemic? And it's like, because the cops ain't stopping.
Yeah, but basically all I'm saying is it's entitlement to think that it's not going to happen to you, that you're not going to be filmed. And that's why these cops, like, they don't give a shit, because also none of them they've been doing this for years without any kind of consequence whatsoever. They've got these fucking unions to protect them, and they think that it's not a big deal if they're if they're caught. Like, even if they're caught murdering somebody, they think it's not a fucking big deal.
Well, like that one cop in Minneapolis, the guy that's the killer,
Yeah.
is still going to get $1 million pension.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Anyways, so I wanted to bring the podcast down, and now it's truly horrible. All right? Are you guys in a dark place? Because let me tell you about this. There's a state-sized island of garbage in the ocean, and rats live on it. And it breaks up into little pieces, and the fish eat those pieces. And then
they die.
They don't die. They have fish plastic in them, and then kids eat the fish.
And then
People
the
eat the
kids
fish.
die.
Nope, they just get rare cancers.
And then
they
that
die.
kills them.
Yeah.
They die.
And they have deformities and ecosystems.
There's
are
kids
dying.
with goopy eyes from cancer.
Goopy eyes? Oh, man, that's
There's a
the
bunch
worst.
of goopy-eyed kids running around with fish cancer.
Goopy-eyed kids with fish cancer. Oh, that's a good one, babe.
Thanks.
Oh, that's a really goopy-eyed kids. Just kids walking around with drippy eyes. What's wrong with you? I have fish cancer. Is that why you smell like tartar sauce? It's the medicine. Do you have a napkin? I'm leaking again.
These aren't tears.
My
It's
body's rejecting its organs.
It's my fish cancer.
Yeah, drink that water, mouse.
We need help.
Get fucking hydrated, babe. Piss on everything we hold dear. When I close my eyes, I just see rings of light. Oh, it's so bright.
It's a ring light.
I know.
Give me the vape.
It's somewhere. I don't know where.
Lost it
here
again.
is. Okay, we got a good laugh out of there. Let's shout out. We got a whole bunch of new patrons, and they are going to really regret investing in this.
No, listen, we've got this week we have a video coming out for our patrons. We found Mouse's diary. The first entry is coming out this week. Mm-hmm. We will be posting it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so you have that to look forward to. Andy,
mm-hmm.
hit me with the new patrons. Give me the names.
I'm excited.
We got a list of names.
Whoa. It's getting big, baby. We're
Oh.
back.
Oh, we're back, baby.
We're back. I think we might have
Don't
5?
5 new patrons. Okay,
Yeah.
give us the names.
Ready?
Jesus.
Welcome to the beach. Paige Weinstein,
Paige Weinstein,
we just
no
hung out with you
relation.
for an hour.
No relation. No
To
relation.
Harvey?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just a wonderful lawyer in the Cleveland area. We got to know her just now on the VI Beach Bistro, the VI Bistro. Welcome to the beach,
Welcome
Paige.
to the beach.
It was so nice to meet you. I hope you had fun. You looked a little bored at the end. I'm going to be honest. Courtney, Melissa, is that 2 people or do you have 2 first names? Welcome. You are a mahalo. You get a special section of the beach. You get a very special
Pull up
section.
a towel. Get yourself a pina colada.
They're free. They're on us.
They are.
Eli and Lucy, I love it when you band together. When you band together and you fight crime, and by fighting crime, I mean
Listen to our
pledging
podcast.
at the mahalo level.
Yeah.
Eli and Lucy, thank you for coming through. Emily, welcome to the beach.
Aloha, bitch.
And finally,
Katie Way.
That's the only way is Katie Way. Welcome to the beach, Katie Way. So good to have you guys here. I'm sorry about how discombobulated we were today, but if you listen to the podcast since the beginning, we've never really been that combobulated.
We've never been combobulated.
We wouldn't combobulate.
It's not in our blood to bobulate.
So we got that special video coming out this week for the Mahalos and above, and who else? What else is going on?
And I have some gigs coming up, I think. I cannot announce them yet, but if you are a Patreon member, I will do my best to, once I'm able to announce them, I will do my best to make sure that Patreon members can get in those venues.
And I think I'll be in the Lake Tahoe area in August. And not for a gig. I just have to go see my kids. And
you have kids? You have another family?
Well, I don't have another family. I have some children that I am legally responsible for, and so I should go see them.
That's what you just... Okay, so we have to have a talk.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving reviews. You change our lives every time you leave a review. And I want to make this clear, whether you're a patron or not, if you have gone on to iTunes and left a review for us, you are changing lives.
You're changing lives.
We love you for it.
We love you for it.
Okay, we're going to go talk about Andy's family. Wash your hands.
With their mother.
Don't lick your lover's eyeballs.
And don't spit in their
mouth.
And
don't spit in their mouths unless it's a committed relationship. Also, if you have a second family, please don't keep it a secret from your loved ones. Thanks, everybody. Happy Monday.
Bye.